All right, friends, great. Today we are doing Pirates of Penzance. I was expecting far more piratey things, but I'm going to see in your piratey behavior tonight as you show me your good pirate skills. Excellent. So Pirates of Penzance is a comic opera written by Gilbert and Sullivan. Gilbert and Sullivan wrote 13 other shows. They are a team that has made huge impact in musical theater and the development of theater. This one was written in 1879, so we're going way back. And what we wanted to do, just briefly, I'm going to tell you about light opera, and that's what this is. So a play is going to be a show where there's no singing, or if there is singing or music, it's very, very minor. It has nothing to do with the plot, and it's some sort of background noise. That's going to be a play. Next up is going to be a musical, which is what we do mostly, which is where there's a lot of dialogue, a lot of people talking. And then when there's an emotion that's too big to just do in words, they have to sing it. And they burst into song. And we talked about the I Want song and the We Need song. And we've talked about the love songs where you just can't do too much and you just have to sing it. That's a musical. The next one is going to be light opera. And that is where part of the plot is told through the songs. So it's not just the emotions, but sometimes the songs are going to tell you part of the story. So there's going to be dialogue, talking as well, but a lot of the story is going to come through in the actual songs that are sung. And then finally, there's opera, where there's no talking and everything is sung all the way through. They sing the boring parts, they sing the big emotional parts. And so this is light opera. So part of the songs tell the story. And this was when musical theater hadn't really become an art form yet. And this is where they're sort of transitioning between this full opera and a straight play into this sort of middle ground that we have now of musical theater. We are doing something a little different tonight, just for fun, because this is a show Jennifer and I know very well, and we have both done multiple times. We decided that we would tell you this story as characters in the story. So pretty soon we're going to take on the roles of characters, and I will be Ruth and Jennifer.
And I am going to be Mabel.
And so we're going to tell you the story from the perspective of those two characters. There will be times for you to join in and sing along, but we're going to be those characters until the very end, and then we will stop and become ourselves again. Okay, so I hope that concept is clear, because that's what we're going to do. Going forward, ready, and show starts. Hi, I am Ruth, and we are on the coast of Cornwall in Queen Victoria's reign. And I am here with a group of pirates, and we are here to celebrate Frederick's ending of his indentures. Now, this means Frederick has been apprenticed to a group of pirates. And an apprentice was a system we used where you learned a new skill, and you would become an employee, basically, of somebody, and you would stay with them and learn their trade, and then by the time you were 21, you could go off and do it alone. Frederick has been being trained by the pirates all this time, and we are celebrating his completion. So we're having a big party, and what we need are more people at our party, and everyone needs to have a cup. So if you have a cup, have a cup. If you don't have a cup, use your hand and pretend to be a cup, and we're going to sing Pour, Oh Pour, the Pirate Sherry. So go ahead and unmute yourselves now.
Arr.
And sing along.
Sounds good, Christian.
What? No! No! I'll get you for this.
Yo.
On the line.
Good God.
today our pirate apprentice rises from a dangerous dream. Strong his arm and keen his head is, he's a pirate now.
Happy 21st birthday!
1 in 20 now rise, and alone he's fit to fly, which will then on signalizing with unusual rise. Ready south of busy dangers, all aboard the pirate ship, fill the pirate glass.
We will slip it there. Arg! Well done, mateys.
Arg.
Now you may be wondering
Oh,
how a man would become an apprentice to a pirate instead of to some other trade. And I'm afraid there's a sad story about that.
Pirate something.
When Frederick was a little lad, he proved so brave and daring. His father thought he'd prentice him to some career, seafaring, you know, like going out on the ocean, something to do with boats. I was, alas, his nursery maid, and so it fell to my lot to take and bind this promising lad apprentice to a pilot. You know, someone who drives a boat, a pilot. A life not bad for a hearty lad, though surely not a high lot. Though I'm a nurse, you might do worse than make your boy a pilot.
It's pirate.
Stupid nursery maid, on breakers always steering. I made wrong choices all the time. I did not catch the word aright through being hard of hearing. Mistaking my instructions, which within my brain did gyrate. Sometimes things just spin around in there. I took and bound this promising boy apprentice to a pirate. Oh, a sad mistake it was to make and doom him to this vile lot. I bound him to a pirate crew instead of to a pilot. I soon found out beyond all doubt the scope of this disaster, but I hadn't the face to return to my place and break it to my master. A nursery maid is not afraid of what you people call work, so I made up my mind to go as a kind of piratical maid of all work. And that is how you find me now, a member of this shy lot, which you wouldn't have found had he been bound apprentice to a pilot. So you see, I was told to take him and make him an apprentice to learn how to become a pilot, and I misheard and I bound him to a pirate. The words are very similar. It's a very easy mistake to make. Well, Frederick, the young boy, is very serious about doing the right thing and doing his duty. And once I'd promised him to the pirates, he had no choice but to remain as a pirate until today, his 21st birthday. Now that he's 21, Frederick will be leaving the pirates, and there's some concern about what will happen to me. The pirates don't really want me staying on the ship. I don't know why. I'm lovely, but they don't. And they're trying to get Frederick to take me with him, which I think is a fantastic idea. Keep in mind, Frederick's been on a ship with nothing but men and me for the last several years, and I have convinced him that I am very young and very beautiful and he should marry me. And this is only working because he has not seen any other women. I am much older than him, much older, but he doesn't know this, and it's all going to work out just fine. Now, Frederick says, because he's so devoted to his duty, that when he leaves the pirates, he will immediately begin hunting the pirates, because piracy is wrong. As long as he is a pirate, he will support the pirates. But as soon as he leaves the pirates, he will fight the pirates. And he urges the pirates to come with him, to abandon their life of piracy. And Frederick points out that the pirates are not very good at being pirates. They're quite bad at it. In fact, because they are all orphans. And because they are all orphans, they refuse to harm another orphan. It's true. And word has gotten out. So people now know that if they claim to be orphans, the pirates will leave them alone. And so everywhere they go, every ship we attack is full of orphans. And so we're very, very bad at piracy. So Frederick says, please, please leave this life and come back to respectability. But the Pirate King, oh no. He says, compared to being an honest man, a pirate is much better. And it sounds like this. Better far to live and die under the brave black flag I fly than play a sanctimonious part with a pirate head and a pirate heart. And he points out, away to the cheating world go you, where pirates all are well to do. But I'll be true to the song I sing and live and die a pirate king. I mean, he has a point. A lot of the people that have a lot of money are more like pirates than the pirates are. But alas, he decides to stay a pirate on the sea, and Frederick is going to go off and fight them. They drop us off on the beach. I think we're finally going to run off and be happy together, but oh no. Oh no. This is when Frederick sees a group of young girls. All is lost. Oh no, not when he sees young girls. He'll know I'm too old for him and he'll want to marry one of them. Ugh. And when he sees them, he says, "Oh, false one, you have deceived me." I have deceived him. It's true. And sending me away, Frederick spies on the young girls.
Well, as I said before, I'm Mabel, and I have a bunch of sisters, like 20 of them. We are all wards, meaning we're sort of orphans ourselves, and our dad is the Major General Stanley. Now, my sisters and I, we all decided to go on a hike to the beach, and we are all alone. It is so exciting. We decide to take off our shoes and our stockings, and we get in the water and paddle. But remember, this is Victorian England. Ladies do not show their naked feet. And so Frederick jumps out and he says, "Ladies, stop, pray." Because he doesn't want to be inappropriate. He warns us that we're there. And so he says, "Wow, all of you are so beautiful. Do any of you want to marry me?" And all of my sisters say, no, you're cute, but no. Except for me, Mabel. "Yes, 'tis Mabel." And I start to sing a song to him that says, "Oh, you poor sweet man, I'll take pity on you. Poor wandering one, though thou hast surely strayed, take heart of grace, thy steps retrace. Poor wandering one, if such poor love as mine can help thee find true peace of mind, why take it, it is thine." Take mine. He says yes, because what man wouldn't? I mean, really. Well, my sisters know that it's inappropriate for us to be left alone, and so they think to themselves, should we leave them alone or should we stay here as chaperones? What ought we to do? Gentle sisters say, society we know says we ought to stay. And so they do stay, but instead of eavesdropping on us, they decide to talk about the weather. How beautifully blue the sky, the glass is rising very high. Continue fine, I hope it may, and yet it rained but yesterday. But they are really eavesdropping on Frederick's and mine smoochy making. Well, Frederick remembers that the pirates are nearby, and he says, "Stay, we must not lose our senses. Men who stick at no offenses will anon be here. Piracy their dreadful trade is. Pray you get you hence, young ladies, while the coast is clear." And so Frederick and I go, but...
Too late, too late. Couldn't resist.
Where is it? Yes. Oh, right. The pirates come and they capture us and they say they are going to marry us. We have missed our opportunity of escaping with impunity. So farewell to our felicity of unmaiden maiden domesticity. But then I step forward and I say, "You guys just leave us alone for a moment. Our father is the Major General." And the pirates say, "Oh, all right, we better step back." And indeed, at this very moment, our father arrives, the Major General Stanley.
All right. Major General Stanley. Lamplighters.
I am the very model of a modern Major General. I've information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England, and I quote the fight historical from Marathon to Waterloo in order categorical. I am very well acquainted too with matters mathematical. I understand equations for the simple and quadratical. About binomial theorem, I am teeming with a lot of news. With many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. With many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. With many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. With many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. I am very good at integral and differential calculus. I know the scientific names of beings and homunculus. In short, a matter vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of a modern Major General. In short, a matter vegetable, animal, and mineral. He is the very model of a modern Major General. I know our mythic history, King Arthur's and Sir Caradox. I answer hard acrostics, I have pretty taste of paradox. I quote in elegiacs all the crimes of Heliogabalus. In conics I can floor peculiarities, revelous. I can tell undoubted Raphael from Gerardas and Sophones. I know the croaking chorus from the frogs of Aristophanes. Then I can hum a fugue of which I've heard the music's dinner for. Dinner for. And whistle all the airs and that infernal nonsense pinafore. And whistle all the airs and that infernal nonsense pinafore. And whistle all the airs and that infernal nonsense pinafore. And whistle all the airs and that infernal nonsense pinafore. And then I can write a washing bill in Babylonic cuneiform and tell you every detail of Caractacus's uniform. In short, it matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of a modern Major General. In short, it matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. He is the very model of a modern Major General. In fact, when I know what is meant by mamelon and ravelin, when I can tell at sight a Mauser rifle from a javelin, when such affairs as sorties and surprises I'm more wary at, and when I know precisely what is meant by commissariat, when I have learnt what progress has been made in modern gunnery, when I know more of tactics than a novice in a nunnery. In short, when I've a smattering of elemental strategy. You'll say a better Major General has never sat at you. You'll say a better Major General has never sat at you. You'll say a better Major General has never sat at you. You'll say a better Major General rhyme, plucky and adventure has only been put out at the beginning of the century, but still imagine vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of a modern major general.
All right. Stop. Cancel.
Nope.
All right. The Major General pleads with the pirates not to take all his daughters and leave him alone because he does not want to face his old age alone. But because, like everyone else, he's heard about these famous Pirates of Penzance, he says, and also, I am an orphan. Well, of course, the pirates leave him alone because he is an orphan. They also sing a song about poetry, and we will listen to that right now. It's a beautiful song about poetry. And after that beautiful song, how can they resist? They make the Major General and his daughters honorary members of our pirate band.
Well, Act 2 begins on the estate of Major General Stanley. It's in a ruined chapel, and he's surrounded by us, his daughters. But his conscience is tortured by the lie that he told the pirates, that he's an orphan. Well, the girls, we sing to him to try and cheer him up. Oh, dry the glistening tear that dews that martial cheek. Thy loving children here, in them thy comfort seek. But it doesn't work. So I ask Frederick to come and help, and he says that he has gathered a band of policemen to come and fight the war so Daddy doesn't have to fight. The policemen will do it all. And when the policemen come on, they don't seem to be very excited to fight. And they sing a song that sounds like, when the foeman bears the steel, tarantara, tarantara, we uncomfortable feel, tarantara. And we find the wisest thing, tarantara, tarantara, is to slap our chests and sing, tarantara. So anytime you hear them singing, tarantara, tarantara, they're trying to get their courage up. Well, we girls, we start joining in and we sing, go ye heroes, go to glory, though ye die in combat gory. They don't seem to like this very much, but they mutter tarantara, 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 and they go off to go find the pirates.
All right, left alone, Frederick, who is to lead the police in their charge, reflects on this opportunity he has to suddenly change his ways and fight against piracy and atone for all the piracy he's done. At which point he meets the Pirate King and me. After he has rejected me, I went back and joined the pirate crew as a full-fledged member. And that is when I tell him what we have discovered. In rereading the paperwork that he signed as an apprentice to the pirates until his 21st birthday, we realize a small paradox. It seems Frederick was born on February 29th, which is in leap year only every 4 years. And while the paperwork says he has to stay until his 21st birthday, he's only had 4 birthdays. And he won't reach his 21st birthday until he is well into his 80s. And we sing a song about this. We sing, a paradox, a most ingenious paradox, a paradox. I'm getting my revenge for him rejecting me. Ha! Frederick is so dedicated to his duty, he realizes, of course, he is bound by this agreement, and he must return to the pirates, where he joins the crew. Ha! Now, his duty is to fight for the pirates against the police, so he tells the pirates that the police are setting up an ambush and are going to attack. So, this is what he does. The pirate says the revenge will be swift and terrible. And they sing, away, away, my heart's on fire. And they all talk about the revenge they will have.
Well, I come back looking for Frederick to tell him that the policemen are all ready to attack on his command. All is prepared. Your gallant crew await you. But then I see him. My Frederick in tears, it cannot be that lion heart quails at the coming conflict. You can't be afraid, you're so brave. And Frederick tells me that, no, it's something else that's on his mind. He bound himself to the pirates until he reached his 21st birthday, which won't happen for 63 more years. And I try to convince him not to leave. I say, stay, Frederick, stay. They have no legal claim. No shadow of a shame will fall upon thy name. Stay, Frederick, stay. But he tells me that duty is the most important thing in his life. So he tells me he has to go, but before he goes, he asks me if I'll wait for him. And I say yes, even though it seems so long. What's true love for 63 years? We can last through it, right? And we sing a happy love song. Oh, here is love, and here is truth, and here is food for joyous laughter. He will be faithful to his sooth till we are wed, and even after. And then he leaves. Well, there's nothing left for me to do except to follow my duty, which is to call in the policemen and tell them it's time to attack. So I ask the policemen to come on in, and they do, and I say it's time to attack. And the policemen argue a little bit. They say that doesn't sound right, and I tell them to go anyways. And then they sing a little bit of a song about the fact that they don't like arresting people, because at the heart of it, criminals are just like you and me. They're humans too. And, oh, where is that? I found it. The policemen say, oh, I lost it. Though in body and in mind, we are timidly inclined, and anything but blind to the danger that's behind. Yet when the danger's near, we manage to appear as insensible to fear as anybody here, as anybody here. And then they sing a song about felons.
pirate.
And it sounds like this. When a felon's not engaged in his employment, or maturing his felonious little crime, meaning being evil and hatching plots, his capacity for innocent enjoyment is just as great as any honest man's. But they agree they need to go off and attack, and suddenly they hear the pirates singing. A rollicking band of pirates we, who tired of tossing on the sea, are trying their hand at burglary with weapons grim and gory.
The pirates begin sneaking up. Pirates are very sneaky, except this crew, not particularly sneaky. They're doing their best. And we would like you to attempt to sneak up with us. So go ahead and unmute yourself, and we will sing with cat-like tread as we sneak up on.
Like tread upon the wave we see, silence tread, a cautious way we feel, no sound at all, we ever speak a word, a fly's footfall, we distinctly heard. Oh, friends who follow the sea, just a navigation, take another station, let's carry by the sea, take the into the glory, we can defend, all the way.
For some reason,
There.
they were able to hear that we were coming. Very
Yes.
Arr.
all that
And
cat-like tread sneaking along. All
Oh
right.
my.
Is when Major General Stanley appears. And he is sleepless with guilt. And all the pirates hide. Hush, hush, not a word. And that is when the Major General listens to the soothing breezes. And he thinks calm, quiet thoughts. Lovely breeze. The pirates are hiding in the bushes as we listen and help. Quiet breeze. Quiet breeze. The Major General apparently feels somewhat guilty and cannot sleep.
Well, me and my sisters are worried that our father is up so late at night and he's not even wearing his uniform. He's still wearing his night dress. How embarrassing. And so we come out and we sing, "Now what is this and what is that? And why does father leave his rest at such a time of night as this, so very incompletely dressed? Dear father is and always was the most methodical of men. It's his invariable rule to go to bed at 10:30. What strange occurrence can it be that calls dear father from his rest at such a time of night as this, so very incompletely dressed? Oh, dear father." But then the pirates jump out.
And the police rush in to fight, but the police are easily defeated. The pirates said, "Yes, we're the pirates so despair. Everyone is running around. Oh, what's going to happen? The pirates. Ha ha ha. We're going to catch them. No problem. We get Major General Stanley. We say it's time to prepare for death.
But the sergeant of police has one last card to play. He calls on the pirates their allegiance to Queen Victoria. He says, "On your allegiance we've a stronger claim. We charge you yield. We charge you yield in Queen Victoria's name."
You do.
We do. We charge you yield in Queen Victoria's name.
And the pirates, of course, yield at once. Because while they may be pirates, all their faults, they love their queen. Yes, yes, with all their faults, they love their queen. Well, this is when I come out with the big secret. You see, the pirates are all actually noblemen who have gone wrong.
What?
It's true.
Well, Major General Stanley says, wait. Noblemen? Oh, well, then everything's fine because, youth will have its day. Boys will be boys. Everything is fine. Oh, and by the way, if you'd like, you can marry my daughters.
And so everyone is happy. And they all get together and all the pirates get a woman to marry. All the daughters get a pirate to marry. And
Nobleman.
I stay a nobleman, it's true. And I stay a pirate. Very nice. All right, and that is the opera, or the light opera of Pirates of Penzance. Give yourselves a round of applause for this one. Yay! All right.
Yeah, hey.
Now, let us return back to, I'm going to keep my hat on, though, because it's pretty fabulous, and I'm enjoying it. We're back to our regular self. So you can see how the songs in this tell more of the story than any of the other shows that we've been doing. Up until now, the songs have just been, as I said in the beginning, really an expression of the emotion of what's going on in the scene. And in this operetta, it is telling part of the story. Lots of things in the plot happen in the songs. And that's one of the things that makes it both really fun and really challenging. The first time that you hear it, you might not catch all the words, so you might miss.
Kristen muted herself. In that way, it's actually a lot like the musical Hamilton. You heard that the Major General's song goes by really, really fast. There's a lot of words in there, and you have to listen to it 2 or 3 times before you get all the jokes. And that's actually one of Lin-Manuel Miranda's inspirations for Hamilton. He loved Gilbert and Sullivan, and so he actually puts "I am the very model of a modern Major General" in Hamilton. That's a reference to Pirates of Penzance.
And some of the songs we sang and some of the songs you listen to are in popular culture all over the place. They are referenced all the time, which makes it fun when you started to, the more you learn this music and the more you listen to it, the more places you see it popping out. One of the things that Gilbert and Sullivan's operas did, or operettas, musical theaters, is I already mentioned they sort of helped develop the whole genre of musical theater by having this storytelling and song and not quite so heavy. It's not always about death the way opera usually is. And one of the things that I was reading about that they did that I hadn't realized is they helped to make amateur theater something that was important. Up until this time, there was professional theater and that was it. And they looked down on anybody that wasn't in professional theater. And it was during this time when amateur theater companies started to do the Gilbert and Sullivan that it was suddenly seen as a training ground, a way for people to start learning musical theater and join in as they get more advanced. And in our time, the amateur theater companies are the ones that present these shows at less expense, so that people that can't afford $150 a ticket can go to a local or an amateur company. Even if they're not interested in performing in it, they can see much, much more theater. And this all came about because of these shows and this duo that wrote shows together. I think I said 13 operettas, but it's 14. Sorry, I forget that last one.
Everyone does.
Yeah. Let's see. We did want to talk a little bit about parody, and the reason they wrote these shows, aside from the fact that they are funny and well-written shows, is it was political commentary on what was going on at the time they were writing these shows. And as we mentioned at the beginning, the pirate king did not want to go back to respectability because he felt that being a pirate was more honest than being a gentleman. And at that time, their social structure meant that it was okay for people to, I shouldn't even say their social structure at that time. It's still sort of like the more money you have, the more rights you have. It was worse there. And they had less option of fighting back against it. And it was sort of seen as piracy. These people were allowed in big business and big finance to go and just take things from all of the hardworking lower classes. And they were making some commentary, like, these pirates here, they're just saying straight up that they're pirates, and this is more honest than pretending to be somebody who's good and honest and still sneaking around and taking things from other people. You want to add anything to that, Jennifer?
Yeah, the other parody thing that they did had just to do with the music. Operetta is referencing opera, and opera is a lot of singing for singing's sake. Like the feeling of the emotion comes out just by the notes that are leaving the singer's face. And so Mabel's song in particular, I was about to call it an aria, it's actually pretty close to an aria. She sings a whole bunch of she has a whole bunch of ahs with no words to it. And that's making fun of the fact that opera is a lot of times these just big emotions, but not furthering the plot. And so Sullivan pushed that to the limit by giving her so many notes on the page that actually he had to write teeny tiny notes to make them all fit into one measure. It's crazy.
All right, I think we'll stop here, and because I had almost no time for questions last time because I talked too long. So we talked a little faster this time, so we'd have more time to hear some of your comments and see some of your costumes. So if you have a comment or a question, now is the time. Let's see, I've got a lot of my regulars, which is awesome. Jillian, let's start with you this time.
Okay, first, you're so serious. So serious, because I'm just saying, no, I'm just saying it's a bad thing, but I'm saying it's so serious. It's like our kind of way, you think you're like a pilot of death. Well, can I tell you this, girl? You're funny. You're funny. And you go over there. I just want to tell you that I love when you're talking about love and stuff, because that's my area, love. And the whole sassiness, hey, I do that too, woo. And I'm just saying I love your sassiness, but I think you should try like this, or the head thing, or the snap. Yeah, you should try that. If you want to be a girl, you should try that.
I will add that into my choreography. Thank
you, Jillian. I think she probably can do that. It's just... Thanks, Jillian.
Yeah, be like more Jennifer next time, okay?
All right, more Jennifer. You got it.
All right, let's see.
Hi.
Patty, I see
I'm Sean.
up. Patty, you want to
Sean, wait.
join in?
Yes. That remind me of the Pirates. Remind me of Pirates remind me of Peter Pan and Hook.
There are pirates there too.
Yeah, they are. And I've been to Disney World, and I've been on the pirate ride, the Pan ride and the pirate ride, and I saw like the play of that, like not the Broadway, but the play in Disney World. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And your background, Jennifer, reminds me of Ireland.
Isn't it beautiful? I loved finding this one.
And your background reminds me of an ocean far away.
Well, both of these are actually Cornwall in England. We chose
Oh.
the actual location where it took place.
Great. Thanks. Thanks, Patty.
Patty.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Who else has a question or comment? Adam, we haven't heard from you in a while. Hi.
Unmute Adam.
Hey, I saw this other movie that it is with Mr. Johnny Depp that it was the film was called Wishes. I think it's called Wishes. The Pirates and the Caribbean movie that has found lots of very gold treasure. The scene that they just fight during the fight scene that one of the pirates versus wishes the skeletons.
Oh, right. I'd forgotten about that with the skeletons.
Nice.
Yeah.
Adam.
A
Thanks.
lot.
But
Go ahead.
Oops. Sorry.
All right. There are a lot of stories about pirates that actually are good, that they kind of do bad things, but at the heart of them, they are good. Pirates of the Caribbean is sort of like that too. Johnny Depp is not doing the right thing, but he is doing, sometimes he's doing the right thing. And it can get complicated. Brian, what's your question?
I was gonna say that I saw the musical in high school at Concord High School, and I was just wondering if we know what next week's show is gonna be, because I have a favorite request if you're looking for something.
Brian, why don't we talk about that at the end? Let's
Yeah,
Okay.
get
and
people
I
asking
was going to
questions.
do the last 5 minutes. We're going to vote on what our next show is going to be.
Yeah, and I like the Major General with the long song that he sings,
That's
Yes.
fancy.
and I like Jennifer's background.
Well done, Jennifer.
Like I got it, Pirates of mine.
I love it.
Nice. And
Thanks, Brian.
I forgot to mention the footage that we used. We used two different ones. One was the movie that was done in the 80s, I think. I don't remember when. Linda Ronstadt's in it. But the live action stuff that we chose is from a company where actually Jennifer and I met called Lamplighters. And Jennifer was in that production. Although I don't think we saw you in either of those two clips.
No, not those two clips, no.
Yeah. But she was in that production, and I joined the company the following year, so I was not in that production. But we knew all the people in it, so very fun to see some old friends we haven't seen in a while. So I should have mentioned that earlier. All right, Madison, I see you have your hand up.
Madison.
Hi.
Hi. I like all three of you. I think John would have done very funny impressions of the pirates.
True.
Yeah, this musical's so fun because it's just silly. It's ridiculous and just a rollicking good time.
Yeah.
Thanks, Madison.
Every week I look forward to this, so yeah.
That means a lot. Thanks for
Look forward to this every Tuesday.
Yay. Thanks, Madison.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see who else we have. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you. I hate that I can't call in every single one. It just breaks my heart. Philip, would you like to say something?
Yes. So I have the jab for you two ladies. So because you two suffer and Christie, so I got this for the pirate. And I got just one more question. Where the pirates from? Because I so confused. I saw your background. Where's the pirates from?
They're from England. There's a town on the coast of England called Cornwall, and that's where these pictures come from. And so the pirates were born on land, but then they decided they didn't want to have a respectable job. They got into a ship, and then they started making their living stealing from other ships. But originally, they were born in England.
Right.
And so everyone talks with a British accent in the entire show.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All right, let's do one more question before we vote on the next show. I'm sorry, I cannot remember your first name and it's not listed, but I'm adding you in a spotlight.
Brenton, who me? Who me?
No, Chris. No, Chris.
Chris, I know your name.
Brash.
Gabrash.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Sorry.
I've seen Peter Pan live on stage while I was like 5 years old. And she
So
threw a light to the audience.
Cool.
Best. And I got the symbol of the of this pirate thing right here from a blue game at Pirates Cove in Bar Harbor, Maine.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for sharing. All right, let us vote now for what our next show will be. I'll give you your 3 choices. I don't have a. I wonder if I could.
I can. Well, I can't type that in.
I wonder. Yeah, which is the lie?
Yeah, that's a.
Sarah Lee.
That was from another game we had.
Well, here's what we'll do. Instead of answering which is the lie, which we will launch this poll, I'll have that be the thing that pops up. But what you're voting on is which our next musical will be. It will be number 1, Fiddler on the Roof. Number 2, Showboat. Number 3, Guys and Dolls. All right, so I'm going to give you this. You're going to choose one of them. And you should have the poll now. Number 1, Fiddler on the Roof. Number 2, Showboat. Number 3, Guys and Dolls. So make sure you vote. It's not a lie. It is a show we will do. We're just using an old poll.
Yeah, it's the wrong. You guys remember that. It's the wrong title, but.
Yeah, I'm just going to go over it one more time. Number 1, Fiddler on the Roof. Number 2, Showboat. Number 3, Guys and Dolls. Guys and Dolls. So I'll give you guys about 30 more seconds.
Do they put a number in the chat, Kristen? Is that?
It pops up on their screen and they can just click
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got 13 for Fiddler on the Roof. I've got 3 for Showboat. And I've got 7 for Guys and Dolls. So that's about half of you voted now. Anybody else going to add in their vote? Because right now, Fiddler is winning. I know John will be excited. Just 15 now for Fiddler on the Roof. That's number 1.
Looks like it's.
All right. We're going to do Fiddler on the Roof next week. Ooh, let there be wild rejoicing. I love that.
My favorite movie.
Piano. Hey, Kristen Jones, I can play it on the piano.
Fantastic. Maybe you can share that with us next week. So John Brown will be back with us next week to do Fiddler on the Roof.
Yay!
Yay! So we have just 3 more minutes. Good. That didn't take as long. So if there's anybody else that had a comment or question that I did not get to this time, Nicole, I see that you are like ready to go. What can we do for you, Nicole?
I just wanted to say, both of you, I've said it once and I've said it again. You both have beautiful voices, and I love your costumes. I actually, Chris and Jennifer, I love the way you did your hair.
Thank you. I had fun today.
I think you look. I think you look beautiful every week, but I love your hair. I love that. What's that? What do you have in your hair? What is that?
It's a little clip with flowers attached to it and like little pearls. I've
love
had it forever and I love it and I'm so excited I got to wear it for you today. This was like my exciting thing of the day.
I love it.
Yeah. Thanks, Nicole.
Thank you, Nicole. Let's
We,
see. Anybody else that has?
Listen,
Whoa.
what about me?
That's Jillian. You've already had a comment, Jillian.
Allie, hold on. How about Allie?
Okay.
Yes, sure.
Where are
I
you?
had a
Allie?
question.
Don't forget me. Don't forget me.
Chris?
Chris,
Chris,
you
wait
can be
your
after
turn.
Allie.
I had a
Where is
question.
I got it.
Wait a minute, Keith. Go ahead, Allie. What you
All
got?
right. I'm in the this YouTube movie has pirates in it. Treasure Island and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Those
Wow.
are good things. Absolutely.
Yes.
Treasure
I
Island.
had a movie of Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's fun to watch pirate movies. Everyone likes a good pirate.
Yeah.
All right, Chris,
All right.
you've been very patient. What would you like to say, my friend?
I used to have a pirate costume, but now it's turned into a salt and pepper. And when I went to Disneyland, I saw the mannequins chasing after the ladies and mannequin pirates chasing after the window and one lady chasing after the pirate.
Yep, they changed it.
Yeah. And also, and also when I went to Disney World, we were all kind of like rowing on the boats.
Cool.
Fun.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Wait.
Awesome. All right, my friends, we are out of time. It has been delightful to be with you. I look forward to Fiddler on the
Oh
Roof.
boy.
Wait, can we all dress up next week
Hey,
for
guys.
Fiddle on the Roof?
I'll see some of you guys tomorrow for that
Guys, could you, if you want to unmute and say
amazing dogs.
thank you to Kristen and Jennifer?
Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jennifer.
No, you
didn't.
Photos.
And see you guys tomorrow. See you next week.
Bye. See you guys
Bye.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye.
Tigers.
Bye.
Champ.
Bye.
Again.